पेरेंट बच्चे को स्कूल इससे भेजती हैं ताकि उसके बाद कुछ for most parents this is the thing, and you have been running an IB school now for 18 years. If I am a parent of a child who's interested in the international board, my question is that will they be able to give competitive exams or not? India में रहेंगे, abroad जाएंगे, all of these questions. So this is what I want to discuss in detail. When you think of an IB school, you always think of the fees to be 10-15 lakhs.
No, I can understand, and that's the reality in many places. But there are many schools which are now offering international education at a more affordable price. Not all of them want to send their kids for studies abroad, and which is what we tell our parents and wherever we are going, that it is not only meant for students wanting to go abroad, but also those who want to go to India. So using our own data, which is 800 plus students over the last 10 years, who have graduated. 55% of them have done their undergraduation in India.
So what is this idea कि IB क्यों नहीं कम teach करता है? CBSE gets you more ready for competitive exams.
I don't know of anyone who can today claim कि मैं सिर्फ NCERT के बुक से पढ़ के IIT clear कर लूँगा. ऐसा कोई possible ही नहीं है. Doing it along with the IB especially is a very challenging thing because the IB diploma is also very challenging in its own. We wouldn't advise students to try and attempt both JEE NEET coaching along with the IB diploma program. The unfortunate reality of most students who are appearing for JEE NEET is that they are doing full-time coaching rather than actually going to school. The reality is that the board doesn't matter at all.
You basically do not go to school, you only prepare for the exam.
Exactly.
Education of UK, is it better education or is it partial education? Like, is it possible to get the same degree of education in India in some of these universities that have come up?
Some of them, yes, but say the 100th or the 50th UK ranked university will still be very good quality. You can't say the same thing about the 50th ranked university in India.
I think India needs many more higher education institutes which are good quality, with jobs going away. And I genuinely want and believe people will become entrepreneurs earlier. AI team sizes shrink. People can do something of their own that they really want to do and get out. And
both by choice and without choice. They won't get jobs, so they'll be forced to do this.
All of this does sound like a lot of things.
And it only adds to the complexity of any parent today. I mean, early years you are struggling with just figuring out very basic stuff. खाना के क्या system होना चाहिए, सोने का क्या system होना चाहिए, screen time, all those things. And then suddenly you're struggling with academics, and then suddenly you're struggling with, अरे अभी इतने सारे career choices. Parenting is a lot more challenging today.
Hi folks, I am today here chatting with Vardhan Kabra. Hi Kabra, nice to see you.
What's up?
Kabra is the co-founder along with his wife, Ankita, of Fountainhead. Fountainhead is the largest IB school in the country, also one of the most recognized. We started this many years ago. How many years back was it?
The campus that we are sitting in is from 2008, and we started a preschool in 2005, 3 years before that.
Basically many years. So I realized the importance of childhood in like 5 years ago when I started certain parenting. Vardhan, realized this 20 years ago, but glad you started this. I'm glad that we are chatting. And the reason I want to talk to you today was the landscape of education in India. It is better, I would say, than 10 years ago, but it is also more complex for a parent to navigate.
Correct.
है ना? तो पेरेंट कंफ्यूज होता रहता है कि अब मैं CBSE लूँ, ICSE लूँ, IGCSE लूँ, IB लूँ, but I do not want to talk about which boards etc. to take. I want to talk about कि पेरेंट बच्चे को स्कूल इससे भेजती हैं ताकि उसके बाद कुछ हो. For most parents, this is the thing. Correct. I wish it was not like that, but we are very outcome oriented. And you have been running an IB school now for 18 years. You have seen how many batches graduate?
10.
10 batches of children graduate. That means, somebody who graduated 10 years ago has now spent 10 years in the industry.
Yes.
And you have seen if it is changing, not changing, what is happening right now.
Yes.
So my question is that, what will my child do after 12th? Career options. Will they be able to give competitive exams or not? कौन से दे पाएंगे, कौन से नहीं दे पाएंगे? India में रहेंगे, abroad जाएंगे? All of these questions keep up.
So let me start by answering your last question first, which is कि बच्चे India में रहेंगे, abroad जाएंगे. Using our own data, which is 800 plus students over the last 10 years.
Who have graduated.
We know that 55% of them have done their undergraduation in India.
Okay.
Which means that 45% have gone abroad. So
out of 800, about 500 remain in India, 300 have gone abroad.
Yeah. This is, of course, we are in Surat where the aspiration is not, for every parent, is not to send their kid abroad for education. The reason why this sort of myth persists that international education is to send kids abroad is because most parents have exposure to limited set of international schools. maybe a big one like Mani, which we all know about. And the profile of kids coming there, the parents coming there, their aspiration also from the beginning is to send their kids abroad.
So, do you have an understanding of what percentage of kids of Dhirubhai go abroad?
I would think 99%.
99%.
I don't want to say 100%, but I'm
Most
sure
of them
it
go
is-
abroad.
Yes, most of them go abroad. And which is also true for some of the other elite, say, international schools
Schools in major cities.
in the big cities. Their fee structure is also in such a way that the parents are automatically able to afford. Now, when you offer either international curriculum, either IB or Cambridge at a little more affordable price, like we do,
What is the fees in
our
Fountainhead?
average fee is around, say, 2.5 lakhs.
No, and I knew it, but I'm asking it again to people, because I was shocked living in Bombay.
Yeah,
When you think of an IB school, you always think of the fees to be 10, 15 lakhs.
Correct.
Right.
No, I can understand, and that's the reality in many places. Let me just talk about like the two biggies first, like JEE and NEET. Now JEE and NEET are highly competitive examinations. Last 2-3 years, maybe JEE 12 to 13 lakh students have given. NEET is even larger at some between 18 to 19 lakh students every year. Means that it is highly competitive. Most students are not going to be able to make it to a decent college, and not even talking about the top IITs or the top medical colleges. So, for example, when our students want to consider it, we say that if you are very clear about the amount of work that you require to do, then we wish you the best for it. Doing it along with the IB especially is a very challenging thing, because the IB diploma is also very challenging in its own. We wouldn't advise students to try and attempt both JEE NEET coaching along with the IB diploma program. And the reality, unfortunate reality of most students who are appearing for JEE NEET is that they are doing full-time coaching rather than actually going to school. So this is the other question that comes up, okay, CBSE therefore better as compared to international boards. The reality is that the board doesn't matter at all, because even if you're enrolled in CBSE, आप जा तो school सिर्फ एक
If
lab
you have to
exam.
prepare for IIT, for example, or NEET, you basically do not go to school. You only prepare for the competitive exam.
Exactly.
And one option.
The only exception I would say to that is the whole Hyderabad, Telangana, AP region, where they have these integrated schools, which then start with the preparation as early as grade 6.
That is, the integrated school is basically saying हम class में tuition पढ़ा देंगे.
Exactly.
In some way.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen anybody doing an international board till 10th and then switching to do
Yes.
JEE and NEET? Because that sounds reasonable.
Yes. So we do have quite a few students who do that, maybe between 5 to 10 students each year.
And what is the batch strength every year?
About 150 odd.
So about 10% kids.
Yeah.
5 to 10% kids.
Yeah. There are students who've studied with us from, say, playgroup till grade 10, and then have switched and gone to IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay, CS, IIT Kharagpur, CS.
Okay.
I would want to cover, it's not like, in fact, it's from your hometown, this engineering college called Plaksha. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I heard of it.
Yeah, so I've been there. I visited, and counselors spent some time. We have some alumni there. I find that if you're doing engineering in India, that's one of the places you must check out as a student. It's a very project-based, interdisciplinary learning environment set up by professionals. From top colleges in India, supported by them. So a lot of industry connect as well. So I think I really love the way they're doing.
Like you call it a project-based learning kind of environment,
yes.
similar to what IB also.
Yes. So I would, really recommend students to look it up. Some of our really best students have gone there and they've loved it. It is hard work also, like engineering would be.
That is the hope that our child will put in hard work, just that they will put it out of their own will.
Yes. So I think that's the feedback that we get. I think their first batch will be graduating this year, or maybe have graduated last year. So I think we'll also see that the results in the placements also is what I hope.
You do feel IIT was hard work? Like after you got...
No,
right?
No.
I think compared to this, right?
No, not at all.
So what is this idea that IB, maybe theory come teach karta hai, CBSE gets you more ready for competitive exam? Yeah. Do you think that is true or that is untrue?
No, I don't think it is true. I think there is commonality of curriculum between, say, NCERT textbooks and the JEE, but the gap is huge. Just to say something is common doesn't mean much. I don't know of anyone who can today claim कि मैं सिर्फ NCERT के book से पढ़ के IIT clear कर लूँगा. ऐसा कोई possible ही नहीं है. I'm saying कि I would put my money on it that it is not possible to do that. Maybe to more extent that may be possible in NEET, but NEET also people study for it separately in a big way. So I don't think it is about CBSE preparing students better.
What is clear, if you want to give JEE, you have to focus completely on it, no matter whether you're in whichever board you take, right? Otherwise, there is a very low chance of you clearing it. Like,
Yes.
you cleared JEE, I cleared JEE, and we basically focused on it
Correct.
to clear it.
Correct.
Now, but you can be in an international board till 10th and then choose to do 11th, 12th and prepare for JEE.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
The only drawback of that I can see is if your peers are not inclined towards JEE, maybe you would be less inclined unless your family or you have a motivation towards.
Correct. Correct. Which is in some sense not a bad thing if you think about it, because where family pressurizes kids to do JEE NEET,
Any of the issue.
we know that those are real issues, right? I mean, so it is, in fact, if the student is swimming against the tide, then actually it is because he or she is has a motivation to go through. And we've had such kids. These kids also have options with the private universities like VIT, SRM, Manipal, Amity. I mean, then there are a whole range of private engineering colleges which are also there, do offer a decent engineering education. So those are also good options. They do consider, some of them also consider JEE ranks if you've got a JEE rank as well. So there is a combination in some of these.
So basically, if you and your child are chosen to do engineering in India,
Yes.
then it is best to take admission in dummy school and prepare wholly for these competitive India.
If your target is an IIT, then yes. If you're still targeting a private, say BitChat and all that is still possible to do along with your full-fledged studies, and that would be my advice if you're looking at that in India. That I mean, these 2 years are crucial for physical, emotional, mental development of kids. And if you're doing, all you're doing is 12, 13, 14 hours of pattern solving in your physics, chemistry, maths, I don't think it is great for their.
Tell me something. You did that. I did that.
But I think the difference is we did it 25 years back when the number of students doing it is 2-3 lakhs. You don't see that happening now because the competition is gone six-fold, 10
much
times
more difficult to get into IIT than before.
Just sheer numbers, no? I mean, it's just 6 times more, 7 times more students giving those exams. So every 0.25
seats have also increased.
So the reality remains that the competition has gone up so much more that now it is far more difficult to do both these things. And there are exceptions. I mean, even today.
No, even in our times, there were exceptions only. Most people went to quota or big coaching.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is why I feel conflicted when I talk to students. But I think it's a lot depends on the student's mentality, as we said. Someone who's very, very clear कि मुझे ये करना है and I'm up to the challenge. Then
please do it.
Yeah.
So, and you think that along with international board, getting into SRM University and other such universities is possible?
Relatively easier, yes. Relatively easier and more possible.
But tell me one thing. I am now hearing of a lot of kids who, for example, went to UK to do psychology.
Yeah.
But they're now coming back. Yeah. They have like spent this 3 crores.
Yeah.
2 crores.
Yeah.
And then they're coming back to India.
Yeah.
And then they are looking for a job somewhere or what to do next.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
No, that's absolutely happening, but that's also largely due to economic conditions and immigration policies. I mean, where at some point of time, if there aren't, US had a lot more jobs, suddenly they're closing down on those jobs as well. And same thing is happening in Canada and UK as well. So I think it's not, many students will make a choice also. They want good education and then actually want to come back here and work. So that's a choice some students will make. But for many, it may not be the first choice, but they don't have.
And the education of UK, is it better education or is it costly education? Like, is it possible to get the same degree of education in India in some of these universities which have come up?
Some of them, yes. But I mean, the 100th or the 50th UK rank university will still be very, very good quality. You can't say the same thing about the 50th rank university in India. So that is, I think, a big difference. So the range of choices available to students when they are going, whether you are a average or a below average student also, whichever board you come from, is far more if you go to a UK, US, Canada. That is where I mean, there are only a few handful that we can name as, the progressive universities. We need not just 100 more, we need probably 1,000 more of those.
Yeah, I think India needs many more higher education institutes which are good quality. I also think some of this has to change with jobs going away. And I genuinely want and believe people will become entrepreneurs earlier. AI team sizes shrink.
Yeah.
People can do something of their own that they really want to do and get out. And
both by choice and without choice because
Ah.
they won't get jobs,
And-
so they'll be forced to do this.
Correct.
Also, both of that will happen.
The other thing that I think about when we're talking about this is that in our case, our parents probably invested 1 rupee and have got 100 rupee back. You know, but the cost of education keeps increasing as one moves from CBSE, ICSE to IB, and I just realized IB is not as costly as I thought it was. Yeah,
Well, no, generally
but
it is.
increasing.
Generally it is, yeah.
And then if you want to go abroad, it is, for example, business families, it works. You know, that हमने बच्चे को अच्छा पढ़ा दिया, अब वो आके उसको मान लीजिए बिजनेस में बैठना है तो ठीक है. But from somebody for the service families whose child now has to go and find and ways to, you know, be financially sufficient in the world, how should they think about it?
For a student who studies in abroad and then works there, the financially it generally works out. But that may no longer be the safe assumption for many kids that you will get a job there, you will be able to settle down there. That may no longer be the assumption. So if the world economy moves in the direction in which it is right now, it will open up again and things might go back to more what it was earlier. But economy has it's not just the geopolitical tensions, but it's also the whole AI thing and everything that will change the way jobs look like everywhere. So I think the return on investment is not going to be great if you look at it as a purely monetary thing. It'll have to be seen from a exposure and overall holistic development sort of angle a lot more. So just monetarily, probably not. The example you said of someone doing psychology abroad and coming back to India, psychologists unfortunately don't get paid a lot, especially if they are doing one-on-one session. Because how many one-on-one sessions can you do, and how many of them can you do in a week? And there's a limit to it. I mean, so you can't earn in the same way like a top doctor would be earning in that situation. So there is a limit. So that's the reality of it.
I also, and Pranjit, thank you for being candid actually. I also want to say to anybody who's listening and whose child is doing something like this, that India does need great psychologists.
Yes.
We need a lot of good psychologists.
We do.
Who will, like, because I started learning child psychology. I don't have a degree in child psychology, but the number of queries I get are through the roof. And any good therapist I know is overwhelmed.
Correct.
Right? So we do need a lot of psychologists.
And yet, as a society, we don't want to pay therapists beyond a point. That is also the reality.
100%.
That is also the
100%.
reality.
But I think that will change.
I hope so. Even I think that will change because people will realize the importance of, mental health, getting good counseling, you know, and even stigmas around getting counseling for yourself or for someone in your family will also reduce significantly. So that's true.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. So, is there any other career option you've missed after 12? Is there anything else you want to add? You know, as a content for
I
school?
would add, in fact, yes, one thing. There is, if you look at our statistics, there is also a statistics called gap year. And that's something that students also choose to do. And I don't want to say we encourage it, but I also want to say that we don't discourage it. I think it is important for students who are unsure of what they would like to do. So there could be two reasons. One, you've not got into the college that you were aspiring to get through. That could be one reason. And second, because students are unsure of what they want to do in the first place. And they still want to exploring it. And then generally, India may, you know, drop year is like a taboo. Oh, yaar, kya ho gaya is bacche ka, I mean, sort of thing. But I think I would, and I see a lot of our students, lot meaning whatever, I think 25, 30 of them over the last 10 years, taking that option. And I think it is both brave and very meaningful. That's what
I think
most of these students.
very mature.
Yes. Most of them I've met, that 1 year was fantastic for us. We could learn so much about ourselves and the world. Of course, you have to do a little bit of effort there. You have to travel, you have to do an internship, you have to meet
You
different
can't
people.
be sitting at home and playing games.
Yeah, exactly. If you do that, then there's no point in doing that. But if you can thoda structure आप कर सकते हो अपना time and then you can learn a lot more. Then I think it really helps you understand what you would really like to do.
But it's like the same thing कि MBA करने से पहले थोड़ा job करना चाहिए ताकि MBA आपको समझ में आए, you know. And no, like I'm just a absolutely big believer of gap year. मुझे लगता है कि even from first to 10th एक पूरा section मिस करा दो, you know, India घूम लो, उसमें थोड़ा homeschooling कर लो और वापस ले आओ बच्चे को. I'm saying the child will come out far more mature. You will come out far more
You can
mature.
even, I mean, same thing, do it after 12th. The kid can probably do it independently,
100%.
has more maturity. So
You can do
हो
both.
ही सकता है.
You can do both.
हाँ, दोनों कर
You can
सकते
do
हैं,
both.
बिल्कुल. Of course, as Indians, we want our kids to finish college, get into school as early as possible. I mean, and finish school as college as soon as and get the job. So we're very worried about कि यार late नहीं होना चाहिए for some reason.
शादी भी तो करना है, बच्चे भी तो करने हैं.
Late नहीं होना चाहिए. In fact, this Indian parents created a lot of ruckus कि ये 6 साल का जब grade 1 का भी last 2-3 साल में गवर्नमेंट ने कंपलसरी कर दिया, क्यों करना है? अभी भी they want to find a backdoor entry. So, but yeah, that's how it is.
To every parent who is doing that, I tell them, tell me, just think about 20 years from now.
Exactly.
Your child is 26, 27.
Yeah.
Does it
Matter.
will you remember?
Does it matter?
Does it matter to the child?
Absolutely not.
You know, we are sitting here, something we are chatting. You know, we don't care whether our ages are plus, minus 4 years, 5 years. It doesn't matter at all.
And in fact, this is what I tell parents wanting to be the youngest in their class, that in fact, there is at least some amount of data from outliers which says that the older ones in their class have a much bigger advantage. So why are we so concerned? That's
because at that age, a difference between a 5.5-year-old and a 6.5-year-old is
significant. Is
significant.
Absolutely.
It makes all the difference in sports, in doing better, and that adds to the child's confidence.
Absolutely.
I keep hearing from parents, what is the cutoff date the school is using? Right? Is it 31st October, 31st December, 31st March? Do you understand that?
Yeah, of course. Because you have to be 6 at the time of entry of grade 1. That's the government requirement now. However, I think government has not defined what the cutoff date for 6 is going to be. Is it, say for a school starting on 1st April, is the cutoff date 31st March? Or is it 30th June? Or is it 31st October? So now that is still in the school's hands, and therefore they can play around with it. But they can only do it once. एक बार आप early या late set कर दो, उसके बाद तो फिर then you have to follow it consistently.
You can't change it every year as a school.
Exactly.
Can you change it or can you not change it?
I guess schools probably कोई change करना चाहता है तो कर सकता है, but कोई logic नहीं है. Then you are just being very very inconsistent कि वो अभी 1.5 साल बड़े बच्चे अभी आएंगे और 6 महीने वाले भी बच्चे आएंगे. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so just explain this a little bit more. What do, for example, government says what? That a child who has taken admission in grade 1 should have completed 6 years of age.
Correct.
So what do the schools, how do schools choose?
So typically now one simple logic would be that if you put the cutoff date as 31st March, so which means that everyone who's turned 6 by 31st March can only enter grade 1.
Yes.
So वो तो straightforward हो गया.
But government has not said that.
Any
reason why they haven't said that?
My guess is that to accommodate for a range of starting dates are not all 1st April. Someone is starting in 1st June, someone is starting in 1st July.
Start in different.
Exactly. And also some have the November-December session, like the Hills. Their academic year starts from January, ends in November.
Okay.
So that whole range is there. So therefore there is some logic to not announcing a cutoff date.
Okay. So now the government has said when the child comes to school on day 1 of grade 1, he should.
It doesn't say that. It just says that sometime, I think now the government has changed it, saying in grade 1 they should be turning 6 at some point. So now that means that you can stretch it much longer. And someone has said, I think I saw a CBSE circular which said they should be turning by 31st December. I'm not sure about exact numbers on this. But therefore you can interpret it differently.
So I'm saying if a parent was listening to this, what is the 2 or 3 things that come out? One, an older child actually performs better than a younger.
Yes.
That is one.
Yes.
Right? The second is after 20-30 years, you will not remember. It will not matter. Just chill out. Go have an ice cream with your kid. If you want to avoid junk food, go have something else. You know. And the last is, if you're looking for one answer, is it 31st March? You will not get it.
One answer.
Every school, every state has a different answer. So whichever school you want to apply to, you have to look at what they are saying.
Correct. Some states have defined it for the state as a whole.
Okay.
But not every state has also not done that. So
okay. So
therefore it is confusing.
It is confusing. So okay. So it's not as if as a parent you are confused. I'm saying this is confusing. So as a parent, I'm essentially, some states have defined it. So you can know by the state. Otherwise, you need to know it by school that you want to send your child.
Apply to, yes.
Okay. Very quick.
There are many schools which are now offering international education at a more affordable price. Not all of them want to send their kids for studies abroad, and which is what we tell our parents and wherever we are going, that it is not only meant for students wanting to go abroad, but also those who want to go to India. Of course, abroad, kids are going to US, Canada, UK, recent times Dubai. Now, of course, because of the current situation, it might drop for this coming year, and that happens. That
It
happened
will
even
happen
with the
depending
US.
what is happening in globally.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, that does reflect trends, I mean, globally. In fact, last 2 years, we've seen more students remaining in India as compared to going abroad because of the whole global situation. But I think that's a matter of time, and it will change.
And can you tell me what is changing in the global situation?
Visa laws changing, the acceptance of students coming from abroad, and the rules related to work after study, especially in US, Canada, UK, all of these places.
So what the
have
change
changed.
is, earlier kids could go abroad, study and work.
Yeah.
Now work opportunities have become lesser.
Lesser.
Hence kids are preferring to stay in India.
Correct. Plus the acceptance. I mean, especially in US, a lot of students hesitated because they didn't know whether they'll get the visa, how they'll be treated, uncertainty and all of
Which is
that.
more uncertain.
Exactly. And now Dubai actually picked up in the last 2-3 years. Again, now this year, I don't know whether, depending on how the war unfolds, I mean, it might get better, it might not. So these are things which are dependent on the global situation. But India now, I think with Indian admissions, the good thing is that we see students choosing a wide range of courses, from say business and finance to liberal arts, say in places like Ashoka, Flame, Kriya, OP Jindal.
These are all liberal art universities.
These are liberal art universities.
The four universities.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What does liberal arts mean?
So that's an interesting point, because obviously, I mean, as Indians, we're like, ये arts है.
Arts में तो क्या ही होगा बच्चे
Arts तो बच्चे में कहाँ
वो झोला
भेज रहे
लेके
हैं?
घूमेगा.
Correct. But it is, they do offer computer science, they do offer physics, they do offer math, they do offer economics. So they'll offer a whole range of subjects. They are not teaching engineering, that's for sure. But they are teaching.
So it is not engineering and medical.
Yes.
But apart from that,
They have a whole range.
Whole range.
They have a whole range. And there are students who do economics with computer science, or physics with philosophy. The whole sort of things that they really enjoy.
What do kids do after graduating from these universities?
Corporate placements, I know that they have. They will have further studies option. Obviously, I mean, if you come from a family where you have a business family, then also do that. So all of those options are available. I don't see options being limited for these students in any realistic manner.
So like I'm saying, somebody who does economics and some physics.
Yeah.
Like where does that person go? I'm just wondering.
Could be working in an investment bank, could be working in private equity research, could be working in even in a FMCG company. Many of them now are choosing to work with startups also. So I think that whole range is
So a
available.
lot of these universities also have law, etc. All of those also fall into this, or they're separate?
No, law will have to be because it is by law, it has to be a separate degree. So it has to be a BA, LLB sort of a degree. So then it is the NLUs, or the OP Jindal, for example, has a fantastic law program. So then these places have to have a separate law program. I mean,
So there's liberal arts, and so kids also go towards law.
Yeah.
After
They could do law, but law India is a undergraduate program more than a postgraduate program. You can also do it as a postgraduate level only, but it is primarily undergraduate. Like 5-year BA LLB is the typical way that's true.
so you do it after 10th, is it?
Yeah, after 12th. No, after 12th.
After 12th.
Yeah.
So after 12th, do you see kids from international board going towards law, or
There are a few. We have a few examples, I mean, of those kids. So typically you have to give this exam called CLAT. If you get a good rank, then you can go to some of the top national law universities. Or then the other next best are the top private universities like OP Jindal.
and so basically law falls under the competitive exam wala thing more rather than
It does.
direct admission.
It does. Yeah. It is all competitive examination. There is barely, I think, any direct admission to any good law college in India. Or they would fall in CUET. So there are two categories. Either they are falling under CLAT, or some of them may fall under CUET if they are central universities. But I think most of them fall under
And
CLAT.
what is CUET?
CUET is the Common Universities Entrance Test, which is sort of I think, SAT for India. I mean, that's the way I would look at it.
Undergrad colleges के admission के लिए which are non-engineering
Yes.
and non-medical.
Yes.
In some way, CUET
Yes.
is the program.
So non-professional courses, that's the typical way. I mean, law, medical, engineering, architecture are all counted as professional courses for some reason, and the others are non-professional.
Somehow it makes them seem less, right? कि मेरा बच्चा professional नहीं बनेगा, non-professional बनेगा.
That's unfortunate, but that's how they are.
At least unprofessional तो नहीं है, non-professional.
Thankfully, yes. Thankfully, yes. So these are typically all the CUETs, especially the entrance route now for all central universities, and many Private universities are also adopting it. Like they can adopt SAT in the US. They're also adopting that as their entrance test.
Okay, based on your rank in CUET, we'll give you
Yes.
admission.
Yes.
But for example, Ashoka University, etc., to directly apply to.
They have a direct application process, and they have their own test, and then they have an own a live online interview, and then typically with a interview at the end of it as well. So they have a whole range of things that they do.
They do before admitting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we went to India में जो लोग रहते हैं, they liberal arts is one.
Yeah.
You know, then we were going to competitive exams.
Yes.
Right? And you're talking about engineering and all.
Yeah. So engineering, obviously, I mean, with the craze behind engineering medical in India, that's the question that we used to get a lot earlier. Now we don't get that question a lot because people have seen that, okay, students can do a whole wide range of things.
Are there other competitive exams that kids take?
As we said, professional, non-professional courses. So CLAT we spoke about, which is the law exam. Then there is NATA for architecture. Then there is a design exam for NID. I mean, there is UCED, which is for all design colleges. Many of these good colleges have their own exams. Like we talk about BITSAT, but also Narsi Monji has their own NM-PAT, I think it is called, or
For undergraduate courses.
For undergraduate courses.
And all
as
of
well.
these, and so all of these one can do along with.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That is possible.
You need some amount of training and preparation for it, but that is not as rigorous or as time consuming as a JEE NEET is. So you can absolutely do it along with whichever international curriculum or Indian curriculum that you're doing.
So are there other things in India? For example, what about government colleges? Mumbai University, St. Stephen's, Delhi University.
Yeah. So most of these are colleges where you typically get through merit, which is based on the board exams. Since you mentioned St. Stephen's, if you look at their history for the last, say, 10 years, the maximum number of students come from, I think, 2 states. I want to say it's Kerala and Tamil Nadu. I could be wrong, but I think that's, and that's because the mark inflation is the maximum there. There is no, they don't have
easier to get higher marks in those boards.
They don't have a normalization system where, you know, it is equated and all of that. So now that's going to be challenge number 1 coming from any board. Doesn't matter whether you're coming from CBSE, ICSE, but where state boards are giving marks freely. So CUT becomes the necessary requirement, and CUT is something which all international students, anyone can give.
And that depends on college to college, university.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you're saying that after CUET, entrance to these government colleges has become a more level field across boards and across states. Right?
Yes.
So in your school, do you have examples of kids going to government colleges in India?
Yeah, in Surat there are government colleges where they have gone. They choose it for their own reason specific. So there are students who have gone there. Now IB exams happen in May, start in April and go until mid 20th of May or so. The results come out on 5th July. So that's a 2-3 week delayed period for some of the Indian universities. However, most Indian universities now accept predicted grades coming from the school. So like a Mumbai University, Karnataka University, they have been accepting predicted grades from Indian IB schools.
Generally within the tolerance level.
Again, yeah, generally within the tolerance level. So there are students who will go every year, say from here to Christ or Mumbai University's multiple colleges. So that happens every year, and they look at predicted grades. They may have their own interview entrance also in addition. That depends on, again, college
But I was
students.
thinking one problem that IB students must face. Like if I was a 12th class student, my friends के एग्जाम खत्म हो गए हैं
Yes.
और मैं अभी भी एग्जाम दे रहा हूँ. Like I have like 2 months to go.
Yes,
Right?
that's true. Plus, there is another real challenge that sometimes these entrance examinations can clash with the IB exams also. The IB does make a provision that if there are students who have a clash and then want to figure out how to do it, they do offer a window period for moving exam, but it's not straightforward. So that can be a real problem at times.
IB also gives a percentage?
IB gives a grade out of 45. It's a different system because there are 6 subjects which have 7 points each, so that makes it 42. And then there are 3 points for 3 core subjects: theory of knowledge, action and essay, and creativity, action and service. So it is a 45-point benchmark.
So a child can get total 45 out of 45.
Yes.
So you can get 100% as well.
Yes, you can.
Right? So
You
do
can.
kids get that?
Yes, a few do get that. I mean, it's a rare occurrence. There are some schools which get that more based on their academic profile and how they prepare the kids. But yes, it is possible.
It is possible. And who assesses these?
So the IB examinations are assessed by examiners worldwide. All the scripts are actually scanned by the IB office, and then they have a software through which it is sent. It could be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. The examiner has no clue where the kid is from.
Answer sheets from Surat to Bombay to Netherlands, everything is sent, is combined and then distributed to examiners across the globe to check and come back.
Absolutely. Let's say you have a batch of 10 scripts, and one of them is a seed script. So, which means that it has already been marked by the chief examiner or a senior examiner, and you have to be within the tolerance of that. And I was doing TOK, so it was a marking out of 10, and the chief examiners marked it a 7. So, I need to be either at 8 or a 6. If I go beyond that range, it means that there could be something wrong in my marking.
One thing, 10 पॉइंट कहाँ से आए क्योंकि वो थ्योरी नॉलेज का तो एक पॉइंट था.
ना एग्जाम के पॉइंट्स है वो तो आप you're talking about the final grade. It contributes out of 45.
So within the exam, the 10 points.
Let's say it's a 10 mark. It is a 10 mark graded exam. So 10 marks.
And who's the chief examiner?
Multiple years of experience in that particular subject for the IB.
So each test like this is being graded by 2 people, chief examiner and then you are also looking at it.
They are not examining everything, but 1 out of 10 that I get as an examiner has already been marked.
Right.
So if I remain within the tolerance limit for every seed paper, it means that my marking is up to the standard defined by IB for that particular exam. So which I find a very good system to ensure that there is a reasonable amount of quality in the examination, which is also why IB is one of the few boards where there is zero grade inflation, and this is one of the reasons why.
And IB exam, when it happened the same day across IB schools in area?
Yes.
For the same...
Not just across India, across the world.
Across the world?
Across the world, same day at same time window, because time zones are different. So you have to give a time window for it. But same day, same window, yes.
India mein, we spoke about people going to liberal arts. We spoke about people going to competitive exams. We spoke about people going to permanent colleges.
Yes.
Are there any other options?
Surat has a lot of business, finance, interested students. So, economics courses, BBA courses are a big draw, whether they're in NMIMS or Symbiosis or other places in India. So, that's definitely an area of interest for students, and there is absolutely no problems for IB or Cambridge students in getting through these, whether they have an entrance exam, whether it is based on predicted grade, either ways, it is very much possible.
So let's now go to options abroad.
Right.
The 45% children who are going there. Right?
Yeah.
So where do they go?
US, UK, Canada. I told you about Dubai a lot more. Dubai has set up a lot of campuses, which I think is unfortunate for India, because in reality, all of those could have been set up in India, but Indian policies now catching up, is all I can say. But Dubai is already well ahead in that sense. Singapore,
privatizing education and stuff.
Yeah, higher education. So incentivizing them. So then Singapore, Australia, Hong Kong to a lesser extent. They will all feature. Europe, like Netherlands, Germany, especially, I think these are all, they all feature in our students, wish list.
So which are the colleges that students go to in some of these countries?
The whole range, from the Ivy Leagues to Oxbridge, Stanford, Cambridge, Toronto, which is a top 9 college for computer science, Wharton, UPenn. So all of these places where students have gone to, and then the next 50 is a much bigger range. UIUC, Georgia Tech, UBC, UCL in London, Warwick, a whole range of them.
And so how does one end up in Netherlands? Like how does one choose I'll go to Netherlands?
I think that's interesting. Not too many students do that. But some of them who have, typically it'll be because they know someone or they've heard of someone who's gone there, and that typically initiates their inquiry. It might also happen through the career counseling process that we might do at school, or if they are going to an external career counseling process, that like Delft in Netherlands is a very good engineering college, especially for aerospace, but many engineering disciplines. So now Germany is also really good because it's very cheap. They have high quality STEM education. The only thing is you have to learn German to fit in, and the weather, culture, all that. But you have to adapt to that wherever you go. So that's there. So those are some of the draws that typically will bring people to college education. Of course, I think the bigger draws are typically the ability to immigrate to those places, which is why US, Canada, UK are the big draws for Indian students.
But they're becoming lesser.
They're becoming lesser for the reasons we spoke of earlier, that the visa restrictions, their their immigration policies are changing.
How does fees change across these countries?
That's a good point. US, Canada would typically be the most expensive. It could be anywhere between 40 to 60, 70 lakhs per year.
And this is only the college fees.
Yeah, travel, right, boarding, some of it will be included, but travel is
So basically,
will be-
for a child undergrad, you can spend $500,000.
yes, easily. And then UK is a little less expensive, so maybe between 30, 35 lakhs per annum. I think Canada, as I said, is similar to the UK, but slightly cheaper.
But Canada, UK are $250,000.
Yeah. Then Singapore, slightly more cheaper than, say, UK. Dubai, I think, is in similar range as Singapore, Hong Kong, these places.
So there is US, Canada, and then UK and Europe, and then there is Singapore, Dubai.
Europe could be very, very cheap also, as I said.
Typically, scholarship is
Yes, even without German colleges by default are very cheap.
Achha.
They don't charge tuition fees, very, very minor tuition fees. So depend again, if you go to public, most of the universities there are public. So that depends.
But you have to adapt.
Go through their process, go through their process, adapt to that whole culture, everything.
So what do kids do after 12th? Like they have to apply to all these universities separately?
Yes.
So do they give any exams, etc.?
They
Or
have
IB or
exams.
IB or ICSE, whatever they get is enough?
Like US has SAT. Typically, now it is optional for many colleges, but for a top college, it's still recommended. So therefore, not every college will look at it, but some will. So it is better to be safe there. Then there could be language tests like TOEFL or IELTS, depending on where you're going. But again, many colleges will give you credit for IB courses. So if you've got a 6 or a 7 in your English, then you don't need to do the IELTS or TOEFL also. So that depends on, again, where you're going. Then, like an Oxbridge may have their own exam. I mean, then it is not, then there's no one big exam that everyone has to do. Like Singapore will not have any exam. It's purely based on your IB results. If you get IB above a certain cutoff, you are eligible, and then you go through their admission process. So you don't have an exam at all. So it will vary from country to country.
Abroad, the options are these different universities.
Yeah, endless. I mean, as far as courses are concerned, you can do everything and anything. Absolutely no restriction. You can do as obscure things as you want, and as mainstream things as you
But
want.
that scares parents, right?
Yes, there is way too much choice there. That is a problem, and that is why it is important. I mean, I would say, irrespective of whether you're going to India or abroad, I think it is important to invest time and money and effort in a good career counseling process. It doesn't mean that you will still get perfect answers, but at least you've done some exploration, some understanding of what sort of things that you may like and you may not like, and you may still change it. That may still happen. But I think it is important to do that. So earlier, I would recommend starting as early as 7, but preferably not beyond after 10, because you also have to make subject choices. By
Even from 7th class onwards.
Yes.
That's somebody.
But you're just talking about interest at that point of time. You're just talking about, okay, what do I like doing? What are the careers that are there? At least that exposure needs to start there. No, we're not telling you you should be doing, you need to make a choice now. But you should know that there is a career, what sort of effort is required behind those careers, what sort of challenges there are in terms of working, what is the sort of remuneration can look like, not just through dry information, but preferably through conversations with people in the field, people who have some knowledge. So there is a whole range of resources, online, paid, free, all of it, which can help that. Plus, schools can curate their own way of doing things.
So you have 2 kids.
Yes.
Right? Your son is studying abroad right now. You went to IIT. You didn't want your son to go to IIT?
In fact, we didn't even want him to do engineering. He is doing engineering currently. But why didn't you want him to do engineering? Because primarily because of his interest. It didn't look like he was interested in engineering.
But he has total engineering.
He has, and he's not liking it also, I can say that. But I mean, I'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, I think going back to the IIT question, I think it wasn't there. Ankita and I felt that the grind is not worth the effort. I mean, in that situation, because it is too much imbalance. Typically, it has after effects also, as many of our batchmates had, lot of, I don't want to go as far as depression, but I mean, withdrawal symptoms or things like that, when they even came back, they didn't want to study. And I know it happens even now. I know that I've heard multiple people saying that, spoken to students, that maybe between 25, 30 students completely switch off. They're burnt out by the time they get there and they completely switched off and they then really struggled. So didn't want, that for our kid, and that's why we chose not to do that.
So adults are listening to this conversation out of 20. I have an adult listening to this. All of this does sound like a lot of things. A lot of things. I somehow find myself lucky कि बोला कि यार इंजीनियरिंग करनी है, इंजीनियरिंग करनी है, पर कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं है, so इंजीनियरिंग कर ली और आगे चले गए. But maybe we are lucky because we were lucky enough to get in. If we were on the other side,
then we don't know where we would have been.
Yeah.
So that's true. I think that is absolutely true. And it only adds to the complexity of any parent today career. Early years you are struggling with just figuring out very basic stuff कि भाई खाना के क्या system होना चाहिए, सोने का क्या system होना चाहिए, screen time, all those things you've spoken about that you speak a lot about. And then suddenly you're struggling with academics, and then suddenly you're struggling with अरे अभी इतने सारे career choices है. So I think parenting is a lot more challenging today as compared to.
Which can sound like reels, man. Okay, बहुत सारे option है, टक 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 you can keep doing that. School year, this was useful. Actually a lot of parents write to me say कि international board करवा दे, लेकिन उसके बाद हमारे बच्चे का क्या होगा?
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
Actually, let's take another view at it. If the child is not going to an international board, is going to a CBSE board or a CIC board, what does the child do?
Same things that we spoke about.
Same
ऐसे कोई dramatically कोई आपको magically कोई extra options नहीं मिल जा रहे. Exactly the same set of things. The only difference, as I said, is for the IB results coming out a little later, and some exams may clash because of the May exams, and that's the same time when some of the competitive examinations happen. Other than that, आपके पास same ही options है. कोई magically JEE में आपका हो जाएगा just because you're in CBSE, ऐसा तो होता नहीं है, क्योंकि फिर तो सारे CBSE students का हो जाने वाला था, वो तो नहीं हो रहा है. So clearly that is a myth that options after CBSE, ICSE are much more in India. It's the same set of options.
Same set of options.
State board से आप आओ तो there can be more set of options because many states have reservation for state boards.
Okay.
So within their universities for state boards, they would have, like, even a CEPT here in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, has reservation for state board and all other boards.
CEPT is what?
CEPT is the famous architecture college for architecture. It's one of the top architecture colleges in India. So they have a reservation for everyone coming from state board and everyone else. So I think it is 5% for everyone else or something like that. So they don't have any distinction between IB, CBSE or ICSE.
All of them fall in 5%, and I'm saying that
everyone else has come from state boards. Many medical colleges also have reservations, and that is why some people even will choose where they are very very specific and focused कि भाई 10th के बाद मैं state board school में जाऊँगा क्योंकि मुझे यहाँ पे जाना है. So this is my best route to get there. So therefore I would say कि between CBSE, ICSE, IB and Cambridge/IGCSE, there is almost no difference in the options. State board might open up some options, but then that's a whole different choice.
Choice altogether. I think that the main difference then that remains is the teacher quality.
Yes.
Right? And the peer quality.
Yes.
And the quality is not about good or bad. It is about who you want or what kind of families you want your child to be around. Correct. That seems like the main difference.
Yes.
Very cool, Mr. Kabra. This was very helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the best for Fountainhead expanding, moving to other cities.
Thank you. You are the conversation.